When I first started Starsand Island, I was constantly broke. I'd see all these cute hairstyles and dresses at the shops, all these gorgeous house layouts, and I also wanted to expand my farm, but I just didn't seem to have enough money all the time. If you feel the same way, keep watching this video for some tips on how to make money early in the game. Keep in mind, this is a cozy, slow-paced game. Eventually, as we advance, we'll unlock more automation features that make earning money easier. But in this video, we'll focus on things you can do early on. I am playing on the Steam version on PC, and it seems that the Xbox game version is not the same, so some tips may not be applicable on Xbox. My first tip is to follow your profession quests. This is one of the first things Solara will ask you to do when you start the game, and completing the quest will give you money as you unlock more game features. There are 5 professions in the game, and I highly recommend focusing on the crafting profession first, which is mentored by Zerine. Advancing through the crafting quests until you reach junior crafter level unlocks rollerblades, which is a much faster way to travel and makes doing everything else more efficient. Rollerblades are better than the skateboard because they are smooth to use, and I feel like I can move faster. Equipping and unequipping is seamless, so you can use them all the time even for short distances. There are also vehicles in the game, but summoning them requires holding R, then there's an animation when you're about to ride it, then another animation when you leave. While you are doing the crafting profession quests, you will also get started on the exploration quests and gain access to the Moonlit Forest, where you will get a lot of ores like copper, tin, and iron. While collecting ores, I recommend gathering the mushrooms that are abundant in this area, since we will be able to use it for another tip later on. However, do not sell any of the ores you get here because you will eventually need a lot of it, and there are other ways to make money. So after you've gotten your rollerblades, the next profession I recommend focusing on is farming. You can actually start the farming profession quest while still advancing on crafting if you have the time. The first farming quest is very simple. Graminova will ask you to plant and harvest your first crops, and he will even give you fertilizer to make your seeds grow faster. I recommend doing this right away because earning certificates in the farming profession lets you buy more seeds. There are only limited seeds available from the shop per day, so it's good to have more choices. Follow the farming quest until you become a junior farmer and unlock watermelon seeds. This is the crop I recommend you hoard. Buy as much as possible per day if you have the money. This is because watermelons can mutate into giant watermelons. You just need to plant them in a 3x3 pattern on your farmland. Growing one giant watermelon gives you 55 watermelon harvests, which sells for a total of 7,205 gold. You can sell them as it is for quick money, or you can process them. For this, you also need to plant sugarcane seeds and process them into sugar using a separator. Then, buy the blueprint for a jam maker. The recipe uses 2 watermelons and 3 sugar and sells for 512 each. This gives around 60% more profit compared to selling the individual harvests from the crops. However, processing takes a long time. I recommend turning maybe half or 1/4 of your harvest into watermelon jams for long-term profit, then sell the rest as it is for short-term money. You can make multiple jam makers to make the process faster. There is also a buff from your Workpedia under the crafting profession that decreases the amount of processing time of your machines, and I recommend maxing this one out. For farming, the only thing that consumes stamina is tilling the soil and filling your watering can. Planting seeds and watering the crops does not consume stamina. Keep this in mind and only plant what you can water per day because sprinklers will not unlock until much later in the game. If you run out of stamina, you can eat food. You can easily cook smashed cucumber at the start, which gives 80 stamina. Another option is to sit on a chair and your stamina will recover gradually. If you go to your smartphone while sitting, time won't move, but your stamina will still recover. This is a really good way to restore stamina. There is another buff from your Workpedia under the crafting profession as well that makes this process faster, and you should also max that one out. Also, don't forget to upgrade your watering can and hoe. At first, when I looked at the seed shop, I only looked at the seed tab for a long time and didn't realize the blueprints for farming tools are also there. As soon as you're an apprentice farmer, you can get bronze watering can and wide hoe blueprints. That will make farming consume less stamina and less time. While you keep planting more crops, there's a chance you'll get immortal seeds. Once you plant immortal seeds, the crop will continue to grow even after you harvest it. For example, I have immortal wheat. Even when I harvest it, I don't need to buy or plant new seeds because it just starts its growth cycle from the beginning. So, I highly recommend planting as much as you can each day to increase your chances of getting immortal seeds. While watermelon is my top pick for money making, I still recommend planting different crops for your islandpedia. My general tip for the other crops is to always process it when you can. For example, cucumbers only sell for 66 each, meaning 2 cucumbers sell for 132, but cooking it into smashed cucumber will increase its price to 147. Even wheat can have a slightly higher price by processing it into flour. One wheat gives you 16 gold, but if you process it, you get 2 flours which sell for 20 gold. Even those tiny amounts can stack up if you are able to sell a lot. While increasing your farming profession, don't miss out on the buffs. For apprentice farmer, you can get a forkless tilling buff where tilling takes less stamina. You also have a buff where holding a seed bag lets you sow seeds across a wider area. Also, don't skip out on Earth's bounty if you still have star notes. This increases the chance of digging up a chest from the ground which contain money. If you're following the farming profession quest, it should lead you to start ranching as well, because animals can help you make your farm more efficient by preventing weeds and pests. I recommend following ranching quests until you've unlocked both rabbits and chickens so you can keep your crops safe and growing efficiently. Once you have a stable food supply for your rabbits from your feeder machine, I recommend building more hutches. When you build a new rabbit hutch, you can put one male and one female rabbit, and they will breed new rabbits on their own. This is good because you will get new animals without buying them from Pastel again. You can also do this for chicken and ducks, but I found that it's easier to stock up on rabbit feed. The reason why it's good to have a lot of animals is for this Workpedia buff called a shiny surprise. It increases the chance that your animals will produce golden poops or silver poops. If you have a lot of animals, this will just accumulate. Selling this as it is will give you a decent profit already, but I recommend keeping them for now so you can sell them for a much higher price later. Now let's talk about the merchant ship. To unlock it, you should follow the island life quests. Eventually, you will get a quest to help Marston build the Maritime Bureau, which unlocks the merchant boat. From the merchant boat, you can sell items for double their price. The most money I've gotten from the merchant ship so far is from the ranching tub. As you can see, they buy rabbit poop, feather, wool, premium wool, and egg. All items that just accumulate in your rabbit hutch and coops. There's also a chance they will buy the gold and silver poops. I sold my silver poop here, so instead of getting 350 each, I got 700 each. The amount of items you can sell per week is limited. For example, I can only sell up to 12 silver poops this week, but that's already 8,400 gold from just poop. Gold poop will even sell for a lot more. You should also look at the other things you can sell here just in case you already have them in your inventory. Don't worry because you can sell items from your storage directly. It doesn't need to be in your backpack. The items the merchant ship buys change every Sunday, so make sure you are taking advantage of this shop. Another thing you should not skip is the bulletin board. Once you are a junior crafter like I recommended at the start, you can buy the bulletin board blueprint from the general store. Originally, the bulletin board is in front of the community center, making it quite easy to forget. Once you get the blueprint, you can put it in your own house so you remember to check it every morning. The requests change every morning, so you should definitely check for easy quests you can complete per day. Remember, you only have a limited number of requests you can accept at a time. At first, you'll only be able to accept 2 requests. Be careful about which quests you accept. Make sure you only get the ones you can easily do. Otherwise, you won't be able to get new ones until you complete the ones you accepted or their time expires. My next tip is to always talk to Aurelis. He will give you 1,000 coins every time you talk to him. And if you increase your relationship with him, he will give you 2,000 coins. I'm currently at heart level 1 with him, and he already gives me 2,000 coins per day. I don't know why, I just assume he's very generous and rich. Or maybe he's just paying me to leave him alone. Either way, I will accept it and continue talking to him. Aurelis is actually one of the hardest NPCs to romance. I still haven't found anything he loves, but the easy early game gifts are coconuts, which you can get from chopping down the coconut trees near the beach, or moonflowers, which you can get from the moonlit forest. If someone does know which gift Aurelis loves, please let me know. I have a long list of items I've tried and tested with him, and I still haven't figured it out. Any help would be much appreciated. Earlier, I told you that I recommend gathering mushrooms from the moonlit forest. This is because you can use these mushrooms to cook grilled mushroom skewers. The recipe for this can be obtained from one of the chests in the moonlit forest if I recall correctly, and for other recipes, you can only increase profit by a little. But for this one, I think it's a decent increase from the base material prices considering that the ingredients are easy to gather. It is very easy to stock up on the mushrooms, but you also need fine salt for this recipe. Salt brick can be obtained from Lumin Bridge area of the moonlit forest, and you need to process it in a charcoal kiln to get fine salt. For the last part, let's talk about some general tips. Keep an eye out for chests you can see around town. Some can give you gold. Watch out for glowing lights as well. Just follow those glowing lights and eventually a treasure chest will appear. When you are in the moonlit forest, you'll accumulate a lot of moonlit forest treasure maps. Following this will give you chests. You must remember to open them from your inventory so you can get the rewards. Also, don't forget to check your Islandpedia from time to time. This is easy to overlook, but the gatherables and crafting sections actually give you money, which is very helpful as well. And that's it. What is your favorite way to make money in Starsand Island? Let me know in the comment section. Keep in mind, this is an early access game, so any information here can change at any time. Check out this next video for more Starsand Island tips and tricks.